Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
I'm Cynthia.
I'm Alison.
And we have a combined 55 years of experience working with children, families, and experts in early education.
We are not random influencers.
No, we are not. Whether you are new or have been our podcast peeps since 2018, we are thrilled you found us. Hello and welcome back, preschool peeps.
Hi, peeps.
I try to vary that every single time.
Right. And I just do my same thing every time.
Yeah, but it's probably a comfort to a lot of people.
Yes, my voice comforts people. Sure.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Well, speaking of comforting people,
yes.
I'm not sure how it connects, but we're going to recognize people who are with all of our preschool peeps, hopefully today even, listening or watching from around the world and the country.
Yes, so we're saying hello to the people of South Africa today. Hello, everybody. And also Springfield, Illinois.
I've not been to Springfield.
I have not been to Illinois.
Oh, really? You haven't been to Chicago?
No.
Oh, you should go to Illinois.
Yeah.
I've been to Chicago and the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
Lovely.
It's very windy there, though, for
It
real.
is windy.
Yeah, like all the time, like all year round.
I mean, I've been there when it was extremely windy. I've been there when it was windy, but not. So it's a lake, like a lake. It's the Great Lakes are there. It's like the lake effect.
Because the buildings are there, it makes it just go down
It does.
the street,
It
right?
just kind of travels.
Yeah.
I was there for a conference once in the winter where it was so bitter cold that I would not recommend that.
Yeah.
But I do recommend other times of year.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Although if you're in Chicago listening right now and you're thinking, I love my winters. Okay.
Some people are winter
Some people are. I'm not. And if you are a winter person, I am actually a little bit envious.
I know. I wish I had more tolerance for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'm okay not having tolerance for it. So today we're going to talk about renaming certain things in early education because I had an experience.
Yes.
So for a little while now, we've been changing what we call things to be more accurate, more professional, more supportive of children. Professionally, an example is we have moved away from using the word daycare because it doesn't really represent what we do. And we've moved through things. So we've gone daycare. Child care is still around, but a lot of places now are just calling it early childhood education, or an early childhood program,
or an early childhood learning center.
Yes, we're moving away from all those things that would indicate babysitting because we are so much more than babysitters.
Yes.
So if you're still saying daycare, can we please shift that to early childhood program? Just skip that middle step of childcare. Jump over that like leapfrog.
Yeah.
And go to early childhood setting or early childhood program or something like that.
Yeah.
And we've even stopped, although preschool is used a little more to indicate preschool now, instead of being all the years before elementary school, is now used to indicate ages 3 to 5 years old.
Yes. That's true.
It's infants, toddlers, preschoolers, and then school-age children.
Yeah. Yes.
So we this is what we call them now. I'll say it again. Infants, toddlers, preschoolers, and school-age children.
Yeah.
And so that sort of shift had already been taking place. And I was recently doing an observation in an early childhood program and reading a portfolio of someone who was trying to earn a credential. And I loved what they called what was essentially show and tell. And in fact, when I first read it in the portfolio, I wasn't sure if it was the same as show and tell.
Yeah.
So when I sat and spoke to the credential candidate, I asked, I said, how does this work? Is it essentially the same as show and tell? And they explained it to me, and I just liked the way it was named better. So the way it was named was sharing day or show and share.
Yeah.
And I thought, isn't that better than show and tell?
Right.
Show and tell is, I'm going to get up in the front of the room and I'm going to show you my thing.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you about it and you're not allowed to touch it.
Yes.
So I said to this person, tell me about sharing days and the show and share activity that you do, because they used both in the program. And I said, tell me about when it's a sharing day and when you do show and share. How does that look? And this person said they bring in something from home, they talk to the class about it and why it's their favorite thing or why they like this thing, and then they pass it around. And I'm like, oh, there's the difference.
See, I do sharing day in my class. They do get up and say something about it, because for me, I want them to get used to speaking in front of other people if they're able to, or they can do whatever they want up there. But then, usually after nap time, they bring their things to the table, and they all kind of like, oh, this is the time that you can show your friends, how does this work? And they're allowed to touch it and kind of like play with it. Experience it. And that's their way of sharing it. But they say what it is first so that the children kind of are interested in it. Like, this is my thing from home. So sometimes I'll have a theme based on, like, hey, bring in something that's red, like, or whatever we're learning about, so that it's more focused. But yeah, they do get an opportunity to play with each other's things.
There's the difference.
Yeah.
So rather than show and tell, I think show and share reframes it, excuse me, reframes it for us as adults.
Yes.
Because we know children don't do well when we say to them, look at this really cool thing. Now you're not allowed to touch it.
Right. Which is like, what's the point?
I don't know. So the point, I'm guessing that the point back in the day was, we want you to talk about yourself. That's a valuable thing. We want you to be a public speaker.
And I kind of get that, as I'm not afraid to speak in front of people, obviously. Okay?
Yeah.
Or to get up and speak in front of people. But there's a lot of people in my generation that are.
There are people who are naturally, like, if you have children who don't want to do it, don't make them do it.
Don't make them do it. But I think giving the opportunity for the people, and maybe there'll be less of a, like, hey, this is not scary to get up in front of people and talk, like, and maybe they'll grow up with that, rather than, like, for us, we were forced to do it. So therefore it became like a scary thing, I think. And it took me a long time to get over that, which clearly I am. But, but I think for a while we were told to basically, like, no, just be quiet unless I call on you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And here's your show and tell. Now you have to do it.
Yeah, we had to do it.
But I've been told my whole life to not talk. So now you're making.
Do you remember what a tragedy it was if you didn't bring your show and tell?
Yes.
Here's another thing about show and share.
Yeah.
It isn't all done in one day. So if you don't have your thing today, you can bring it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do show and share again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Show and share can happen anytime that person told me. And I loved that.
Yeah.
Even as a parent, when I would forget to send the thing in with my child, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
So I feel like just saying we can do show and share anytime your child brings something in is perfect.
Yeah.
We don't have to assign a date to this.
Yeah.
So instead of having show and tell days, let's just show and share whenever a child brings something in.
Yeah.
And then the people get to touch it and experience it. There are also things that have changed related to holidays. I could think of just a couple of examples. If you all can think of more, please let us know.
Yeah.
We're happy to even just put it on our website as a list.
Yeah.
I know that in many places now, instead of celebrating St. Valentine's Day, people will celebrate things like Friendship Day, Caring Day, I Love You Day, things like that. Instead of celebrating
Dr.
Seuss's birthday, because of the whole thing about some of Dr. Seuss's things being racial, people have swapped that out for Read Across America, which is appropriate because there are some Dr. Seuss things that are not appropriate.
Right, and then there's just celebrating reading in general and all authors and books, not just one.
You don't have to love Seuss, kids. You really don't.
Yeah,
you don't have to love Seuss. You have, but it's important to be exposed to literacy.
Yes.
So it broadened the focus to we're going to just do whatever literacy they love.
Yeah.
Not what the adults think is amusing or something, or have nostalgia about.
At my school, they no longer do the 100th day of school.
Oh.
Because
ageism.
Thank you. I brought this up one time, and
they changed it because you brought it up?
Yeah, I kind of threw
Round of applause
a
for
little bit of a
Alison.
fit about something. Anyway,
Round of
yes,
applause.
because there's ageism, and they were all
There is
dressing like the
ageism.
100-year-old person.
I don't know
And
any 100-year-olds that look like that.
I
by the way.
dress
Go
like
ahead.
this, and they're like, "How come you're not dressed up?" I'm like, "This is how I plan on looking when I'm 100. Thank you.
Yeah,
sorry
really.
that you're gonna look like that." Okay, but anyway, they now do the 101st day of school. And they do a Dalmatian day, so you can dress up as Dalmatians.
Oh my gosh, I love
and
that.
They hide little like black dots around the school, and you find one, and the art teacher or somebody draws this huge Dalmatian and puts it in the hallway, and you put the dots that you find
I love
on the
that.
Dalmatian. So as a class, you go in the hallway and you're going around. You're like, okay, everybody find one dot, and then we'll go put it on the Dalmatian, and then we take a picture in front of the Dalmatian.
I
Yeah.
love that. The 101st
Day
day
of
because of
school.
101 Dalmatians.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Isn't that cool? That
All
was
right,
a cool
so
change.
let's revamp.
Yeah.
Instead of 100 days of school and everyone dressed like an ageist person,
Yes.
let's go to 101
Yes.
101 Dalmatians.
Yes.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Also, I know a lot of places now don't do specific December holidays.
Right.
They do a winter celebration.
Yes.
So lots of things have been reframed.
Yeah.
We've also reframed some of the things that we call things within early childhood programs. Like, for example, in the environmental rating scales, in a curriculum called the Creative Curriculum, the National Association for the Education of Young Children, those areas around your room are not called centers by all of these experts. The areas around your room are called interest areas
Yes.
because they're areas of interest to children. So I'm always trying to get people to shift from centers to interest areas, especially because there's no universal understanding of the word centers. Every program uses it differently.
Yes.
So shifting from centers to interest areas was another shift. Shifting from calling the science area discovery is another one that's particular, I think, to the creative curriculum,
might be, yeah.
where they call it the discovery area because then we can include more things. It isn't restricted
Yeah.
to just what we typically thought of as science. When you change a name, folks, it opens up possibilities. So I'll go to discovery areas and find the typical science things I've always seen, plus loose parts,
Yeah.
take aparts, makerspace things, right?
Yeah.
So I see more kind of like, again, creative curriculum calls the manipulatives area toys and games.
Yeah.
So we get the manipulative toys and cooperative games all go over there. It just broadens the possibilities, I think. And I think many of the things that we called things in the past were very narrow, especially if you called your dramatic play area housekeeping.
Oh yeah.
That is like it just makes me
forgot about
cringe
that.
when I hear that is housekeeping, that is kitchen.
The kitchen area.
No, folks, that
Yeah.
is so narrow.
Yeah.
Which is why in today's world we should be calling it dramatic play. They
Yeah.
can pretend however they want.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a kitchen, which
Right.
I believe was a sexist thing
Correct.
about girls
Yeah.
pretending more than boys, they thought back in the day. It's
Yeah.
entirely untrue.
Yeah.
Boys pretend as well,
Yeah.
equally, I think.
Yeah.
But there was this notion of girls with dolls, and so they need a kitchen. It was very sexist,
Yes.
I think, back in the
Yes.
day.
Very much so. Yeah.
It should be called dramatic play.
Yeah.
So lots of things like that. And even in the scope of families, when I look at, I do a lot of professional development, and sometimes I'm provided with PowerPoint slides. The older ones that have not been revised use the word parent.
Yeah. I never use that word.
I never use the word parent. I will call people a child's family because I believe whoever's participating in raising them is their family.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a parent. Children are raised by parents, grandparents, legal guardians, foster families, aunts, uncles,
Yeah.
all sorts of people.
Yeah.
So I shift it usually to either families or their most important caregivers at
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Which brings me to, we need to shift Mother's Day and Father's Day for the children who don't have
My school did this.
a mother or a
Yeah.
father. What do they call it?
Snacks with someone special.
There you
And
go.
it's one event for everyone.
Snacks with someone special. And you
Yeah.
can bring whoever.
Whoever you want. Yeah.
We need to get away from that. And that leads me to I'm going to do a little plug for the next episode because
Okay.
In the next episode, we are going to talk about children in grief.
Yeah.
So please do join us next time for that conversation, because we have some really great tips that we've researched for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we do need to shift away from things that denote particular family members they may not have. Grandparents' Day too. You know, some of these children don't have grandparents, or they don't even, maybe they have grandparents and they're not local, or they're not in this country.
Yes, this
or
actually just recently happened at my school. They wanted to do a Grandparents' Day, and they did. And a lot of the parents called and said, can I come instead because my grandparents are not around, or they're in a different country, or whatever. And the school said no.
Oh. Why?
I think it was our first and last Grandparents' Day.
First and last. Gotta go.
And I'll tell you, the grandparents that came had a lovely time, but it's not fair if your grandparent lives in California and they can't come. You know, so like, or your grandparents are no longer around for whatever the reason. Like, that's bringing up things that shouldn't be brought up at school.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed.
So,
I think we need to be more intentional.
yeah.
Broader.
Yes.
Always broader. Broaden it.
Yeah.
We know that children are unique individuals who come to us with the context of their environment, their family, their values, their culture. Broaden it.
Yep.
And there aren't specific expectations for any particular gender
Right.
for as far as early childhood play. There aren't specific expectations we should have in our programs for aging or none of that. Let's just be kinder and broader as models of tolerance and acceptance and unity and love of diversity, I think.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before. We need to teach children, according to the National Association for the Education of Young Children, we need to teach people that we are all simultaneously the same and different. Like, we all are wearing a shirt, but all our shirts are different.
Yeah.
We all, like, if you're in a room where everyone has hair, in this room right now, we have hair. Everyone's hair is different.
Right.
If we don't all have hair, we shouldn't be saying that.
Correct. We all have eyes. All of our eyes look different.
They look different.
Yes.
So we need to teach children we are both the same and different, and to value those differences. One of the ways we value those differences is broadening our expectations. And a nice way to broaden our expectations is to change the words we use, because our words frame our thoughts.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Our words frame everything. Even think about that shift from daycare to early childhood program.
Right.
It shifts the way we look at what the people do and what's happening inside of that building.
Yeah.
When I shift from parents to either families or their most significant caregivers at home, what I've said is whatever their structure is for being raised is good by me.
Yeah.
Right? I have no expectation, no judgment,
Right.
nothing. We also have to be really careful when we say to children, if we don't know their family structure, if you say to them, like, here, this is for mommy or this is for daddy, maybe they have two daddies, maybe they have two mommies, maybe they're being raised by grandparents.
Right.
So really, really, really careful. This reminds me of this. I was in a program families were picking up, and it was the beginning of a school year. So, I mean, legitimately, the staff didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to take a sip. I took a sip of water. I could feel a tickle.
So healthy of you. Just
Thank you.
Bringing that back to last episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last episode. Go listen to that. So legitimately, I think the staff didn't know everybody's family structure. And there must have been a woman who picked up this child every day.
Yeah.
Right. And they looked at the child and said, Mommy's here. And the woman looked at them and said, oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not her mother. I'm her aunt. And I help raise her. Her mother passed away.
Yeah.
So very, very careful and very, very broad.
Yeah.
There are other things that we have decided need to be reframed and shifted. And we may even have a past episode related to reframing.
Yeah.
I just loved that show and share so much that I had to bring it back up. I thought that was brilliant. If you all have some, you know who to contact. That would be us.
Yeah.
Go to howpreschoolteachersdoit.com. Go to our website. Go to our Facebook page. Like us.
Yep.
If you want to go to YouTube, And if you listen to the last episode, you might want to go there just to see my physical change. But if you want to go to YouTube, please do. Allison's going to move her head now on YouTube and show you a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it takes you to the links to all of our things.
Yeah.
And so that's an easy way to kind of save our links if you want to go back and forth to them.
Yes.
We will catch you next time on the podcast, folks, when we will be talking about children, loss, and grief. And I hope you will attend because it's really important to know how to talk to them about these things.
Yes.
Catch you next time.
Bye, peeps.